I'm about to read the B movie script. I need help. According to all known laws of aviation, there is no way a bee should be able to fly. Its wings are too small to get its fat little body off the ground. The bee, of course, flies anyways because it doesn't care what humans think is impossible. Barry is picking on a shirt. Yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black, yellow, black. Ooh, black and yellow. Let's shake it up a little. Barry, breakfast is ready. Coming. Hang on a second. Barry uses his antenna like a phone. Hello, through phone. Barry, Adam, can you believe this is happening? Can't. I'll pick you up. Mary flies downstairs, looking sharp. Use the stairs. Your father paid good money for those. Sorry, I'm excited. Here's the graduate. We're very proud of you, son. Perfect report card. All B's. Very proud. Rubs Barry's hair. Ma, I got a thing going here. You got lint on your foot. Ow, that's me. Wave to us. We in row 118,000. Bye. Barry flies out the door. Barry, I told you, stop flying in the house. Barry drives through the hive and is waved at by Adam, who is reading a newspaper. Hey, Adam. Hey, Barry. Adam gets in Barry's car. Is that Fuzz Joe? A little. Special day. Graduation. Never thought I'd make it. Barry pulls away from the house and continues driving. 3 days grade school, 3 days high school. Those were awkward. 3 days college. Glad I took a day and hitchhiked around the hive. You did come back different. Barry and Adam passed by Artie, who was jogging. Hey, Barry. Artie, growing a mustache? Looks good. Hear about Frankie? Yeah. You going to the funeral? Nah, I'm not going to his funeral. Everyone knows. Sting someone, you die. Don't waste it on a squirrel. Such a hothead. I guess he could have just gotten out of the way. Car does a barrel on the loop-shaped bridge and lands on the highway. I love this incorporating an amusement park into our regular day. I guess that's why they say we don't need vacations. Barry parallel parks the car and they fly over the graduating students, playing pomp and circumstance. Boy, quite a bit of pomp under the circumstances. Barry and Adam sit down and put on their hats. Well, Adam, today we are men. We are be men. Amen. Hallelujah. Barry and Adam are both having a happy spasm. Pomp and circumstance ends. Students, faculty, distinguished bees, please welcome Dean Buswell. Welcome, New Hive City graduating class of 915. That concludes our ceremonies and begins your career at Hunex Industries. Will we pick our job today? Adam and Barry get into the tour bus. I heard it's just an orientation. Tour buses rise out of the ground and the students are automatically loaded into the buses. Heads up, here we go. Keep your hands and antennas inside the tram at all times. Wonder what it'll be like. A little scary. Welcome to Hunex, a division of Hunesco and a part of the Hexagon Group. This is it. Wow, wow. The bus drives down on a road, and on either sides the bees' massive, complicated honey-making machines. We know that you, as a bee, have worked your whole life to get to the point where you can work for your whole life. Honey begins when our valiant pollen jocks bring the nectar to the hive. Our top secret formula is automatically color corrected, scent adjusted, and bubble contoured into this soothing sweet syrup with its distinctive golden glow you know as. I'm switching the page and there's an ad. Honey! The guide has been collecting honey into a bottle and she throws it back into the crowd on the bus and is caught by a girl in the back. That girl was hot. She's my cousin. She is? Yeah, we're all cousins. Right, you're right. At Hunex, we constantly strive to improve every aspect of bee existence. These bees are stress testing a new helmet technology. The bus passes by a bee wearing a helmet, who is smashed into the ground with fly swatters, newspapers, and boots. He lifts his thumb, but you can hear him groan. What do you think he makes? Not enough. Here we have our latest advancement, the Krellman. They pass by a turning wheel with bees standing on pegs, who are each wearing a finger-shaped hat. Whoa, what does that do? Catches the little strand of honey that hangs after you pour it. Saves us millions. Adam intrigued. Can anyone work on the Krellman? Of course. Most bee jobs are the small ones, but bees know that every small job, if it's done well, means a lot. But choose carefully, you'll stay in the job you pick for the rest of your life. Everyone claps except for Barry. The same job for the rest of your life? I didn't know that. What's the difference? Whew. You'll be happy to know that bees as a species haven't had a day off in 27 million years. Upset. So you'll just work us to death? We'll sure try. Everyone on the bus laughs except Barry. Barry and Adam are walking back home together. Whoa, that blew my mind. What's the difference? How can you say that? One job forever? That's an insane choice to have to make. I'm relieved. Now we only have to make one decision in life. But Adam, how could they have never told us? Why would you question anything? We're bees. We're the most perfectly functioning society on earth. You ever think maybe things work a little too well here? Like what? Give me one example. Barry and Adam stopped walking and it is revealed to the audience that hundreds of cars are speeding by and narrowly missing them in perfect unison. I don't know, but you know what I'm talking about. Please clear the gate. Royal Nectar Force on approach. Wait on a second. Check it out. The pollen jocks fly in and circle around in our landing line. Hey, those are pollen jocks. Wow, I've never seen them this close. They know what it's like to be outside the hive. Yeah, but some don't come back. Hey, jocks. Hey, jocks. The pollen jocks hook up their backpacks to machines that pump the nectar to the trucks, which drive away. You guys did great. You're monsters. You're shy freaks. I love it. Punching the pollen jocks in joy. I love it. I wonder where they were. I don't know. Their day's not planned. Outside the hive, flying who knows where, doing who knows what. You just can't decide to be a pollen jock. You have to be bred for that. Right. Barry and Adam are covered in some pollen that floated off the pollen jocks. Look at that. That's more pollen than you and I will ever see in a lifetime. It's just a status symbol. Bees make too much of it. Perhaps, unless you're wearing it and the ladies see you wearing it. Barry waves at the two girls standing a little bit away from them. Those ladies, aren't they our cousins too? Distant, distant. Look at those two. Couple of hive Harrys. Let's have some fun with them. Must be dangerous being a pollen jock. Yeah. Once a bear pinned me against a mushroom. He had a paw in my throat, and with the other he was slapping me. Slaps Adam with his hand to represent the scenario. Oh my! I never thought I'd knock him out. Looking at Adam, what were you doing during this? Obviously, I was trying to alert the authorities. I can autograph that. The pollen jocks walk up to Barry and Adam. They pretend that Barry and Adam are really pollen jocks. A little gusty out there, isn't it? Wasn't it, comrades? Yeah, gusty. We're hitting a sunflower patch 6 miles from here tomorrow. 6 miles, huh? Barry, a puddle jump for us. Maybe you two are not made up for it. Maybe I am. You're not. We're going 0900 at J-Gate. What do you think, Buzzy boy? You be enough? I might be. All depends on what 0900 means. Scenario cuts to Barry looking out at Hive City from the balcony at night. Hey, Hunnex. Dad, you surprised me. You decide what you're interested in, right? You decide what you're interested in. Well, there's a lot of choices, but but you only get one. Do you ever get bored of the same job, doing the same job every day? Son, let me just tell you about stirring. You grab that stick and you just move it around and you stir it around. You get yourself into a rhythm. It's a beautiful thing. You know, Dad, the more I think about it, maybe the honey field just isn't right for me. You were thinking of what? Maybe balloon animals? That's a bad job for a guy with a stinger. Janet, your son's not sure what he wants to go into honey. Barry, you're so funny sometimes. I'm not trying to be funny. You're not funny. You're going into honey. Our son the stir. You're gonna be a stir? No one's listening to me. Wait till you see the sticks that I have. I could say something right now, and I'm gonna get an ant tattoo. Barry's parents don't listen to him and continue to ramble on. Let's open some honey and celebrate. Maybe I'll give a piece of my thorax, shave my antenna, stack up with a grasshopper, get a gold tooth, and call everybody dog. I'm so proud. The scene cuts to Barry and Adam waiting in line for a job. We're starting work today. Today's the day. Come on, all the good jobs will be gone. Yeah, you're right. Pollen counting, stunt bee, pourer, stir, front desk, hair removal. Me in the front of the line. Is this still available? Hang on, two left. One of them's yours. Congratulations. Step up to the side. What did you get? The bee in the front of the line? Picking crud out. Stellar. He walks away. Wow. What a couple of newbies. Yes, sir. First day. We are ready. Make your choice. Adam and Barry get up to the job board. There are hundreds of them, constantly changing panels that contain available or unavailable jobs. So, okay, I need to reread that. Sorry. Adam and Barry look up to the job board. There are hundreds of constantly changing panels that contain available or unavailable jobs. Looks very confusing. You want to go first? No, you. Oh my, what's available? Restroom attendants open, not for the reason you think. Any chance of getting the Krellman? Sure, you're on. Puts Krellman finger hat on Adam's head. Suddenly the sign for Krellman closes out. I'm sorry, the Krellman just closed. Takes Adam's hat off. Wax Monkey's always open. Krellman opened up again. What happened? A bee died. Makes an opening. See, he's dead. Another one dead. Deadly, deadified. Two more dead. Dead from the neck up, dead from the neck down. That's life. Oh, this is so hard. Barry remembers what the pollen jock offered him, and he flies off. Heating, cooling, stunt bee, pourer, stir, humming, inspector number 7, lint coordinator, stripe supervisor, mite wrangler. Barry, what do you think I should do? Barry? Adam turns around and sees Barry flying away. Barry! All right, we've got a sunflower patch in quadrant 9. Through phone. What happened to you? Where are you? I'm going out. Out where? Out there. Oh no! I have to before I go to work for the rest of my life. You're gonna die. You're crazy. Barry hangs up. Hello? Another call coming in. If anyone's feeling brave, there's a Korean deli on 83rd that needs to get their roses today. Larry, hey guys, look at that. Isn't that the kid we saw yesterday? Hold on, son. Flight deck's restricted. It's okay, Lou. We're gonna take him up. Puts hand on Barry's shoulder. To Barry, really? Feeling lucky, aren't you? B was clipboard to Barry. Sign here. Here, just initial that. Thank you. Okay, you got a rain advisory today, and as you all know, bees cannot fly in rain, so be careful. As always, watch your brooms, hockey sticks, dogs, birds, bears, and bats. Also, I got a couple of reports of root beer being poured on us. Murphy's in a Murphy's in a home because of it. It's a, babbling like a cicada. That's awful. Still talking through the megaphone. I need help. And a reminder for you rookies, be law number 1. Absolutely no talking to humans, all right? Launch positions. The pollen jocks run into formation. Buzz, 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 buzz. Black and yellow. Hello to Barry. You ready for this hot shot? Yeah, bring it on. Wind check, antenna check, nectar pack check, wing check, stinger check. Scared out of my shorts, check. Okay, ladies, let's move out. Let's move it out. Pound those petunias, you striped stem suckers. All of you, drain those flowers. The pollen jocks fly out of the hive. Wow, I'm out. I can't believe I'm out. So blue. I feel so fast and free. Box kite. Barry flies through the kite. Wow, flowers. The pollen jock puts on some high-tech goggles that shows flowers similar to heat sink goggles. This is this is blue leader. We have some roses visual. Bring it around 30 degrees and hold. Roses, 30 degrees. Roger, bringing it around. Stand to the side, kid. It's got a bit of a kick. The pollen jock fires a high-tech gun at the flower, shooting tubes that suck up the nectar from the flower and collect it into a pouch on the gun. That is one nectar collector. Ever see pollination up close? Next page. No, sir. Barry and the pollen jock fly over the field. The pollen jock sprinkles pollen as he goes. I pick up some pollen here, sprinkle it over there, maybe a dash over there, and a pinch on that one. See that? It's a little bit of magic. That's amazing. Why do we do that? That's pollen power. More pollen, more flowers, more nectar, more honey for us. Cool. I'm picking up a I'm picking up a lot of bright yellow. Could be daisies. Don't we need those? Copy that visual. Wait. One of these flowers seems to be on the move. Say that again? You're reporting a moving flower? Affirmative. The pollen drops land near the flowers, which to the audience are obviously just tennis balls in the distance. That was on the line. This is the coolest. What is it? I don't know, but I'm loving this color. It smells good. Not like a flower, but I like it. Yeah, Fuzzy sticks his hand on the ball, but it gets stuck chemically. The pollen jock finally gets his hand free from the tennis ball. Careful, guys, it's a little grabby. The pollen jocks turn around and see Barry lying his entire body on top of one of the tennis balls. My sweet lord of bees! Candy Brain, get off there! Pointing upwards. Problem. Human hand reaches down and grabs the tennis ball that Barry is stuck to. Guys! This could be bad. Affirmative. Vanessa Bloom starts bouncing the tennis ball, not knowing Barry is stuck to it. Very close. Gonna hurt. Mama's little boy. Barry is being hit back and forth by the two humans playing tennis. He's still stuck to the ball. Ow. You are way out of position, rookie. Coming in at you like a missile. Barry flies past the pollen jock, still stuck to the ball. Barry, help me. Sorry, I had to do that in slow motion. I don't think these are flowers. Should we tell him? I think he knows. What is this? Match point. You can start packing up. Honey, because you're about to eat it. A pollen jaw coughs, which confused Ken as he hits the ball the wrong way with Barry stuck to it, and it goes flying into the city. Yowzer! Barry bounces around town and gets stuck in the engine of a car. He flies into the air conditioner and sees a bug that was frozen in there. Ew, gross. The man driving the car turns on the air conditioner, which blows Barry into the car. There's a bee in the car! Do something! Dad driving the car. I'm driving! Waving at Barry. Hi, bee. Barry smiles and waves at the baby girl. Guy in the back of the car. He's back here! He's gonna sting me! Nobody move. If you don't move, he won't sting you. Freeze. Barry freezes as well, hovering in the middle of the car. Grandma in the car. He blinked! Grandma whips out some bee spray and sprays it everywhere in the car, climbing into the front seat, still trying to spray Barry. Girl in the back of the car. Spray him, Granny! Dad driving the car. What are you doing? Barry escapes the car through the air conditioner and is flying above the ground, safe. Whoa, the tension level out here is unbelievable. Barry sees that storm clouds are gathering, and he can see rain clouds moving into his direction. I gotta get home. I can't fly in the rain. Can't fly in the rain. A raindrop hit a raindrop hits Barry and one of his wings is damaged. I can't fly in the rain. Second raindrop hits Barry and he spirals downwards. Mayday! Mayday! Be going down! World War II plane sound effects are played as he plummets and crash lands on a plant inside an apartment near the window. Ken, could you close the window, please? Hey, check out my new resume. I made it into a fold-out brochure. You see? Folds brochure resume out. Folds out. Ken closes the window, trapping Barry inside. Oh no, more humans. I don't need this. Barry tries to fly away, but smashes into the window and falls again. What was that? Barry keeps trying to fly out the window, but he keeps being knocked back because the window is closed. Maybe this time. This time. This time. This time. This time. This drapes. Barry taps the glass and he doesn't understand what it is. That is diabolical. It's fantastic. It's got all my special skills and even my top 10 favorite movies. What's number one? Star Wars? Nah, I don't go for that. Ken makes finger guns and makes pew, pew, pew sounds and then stops. Kind of stuff. No wonder we shouldn't talk to them. They're out of their minds. When I leave a job interview, they're flabbergasted. Can't believe what I say. Looking at the light on the ceiling. There's a sun. Maybe that's the way out. Starts flying towards the light bulb. I don't remember the sun having a big 75 on it. Barry hits the light bulb and falls into the dip on the table that the humans are sitting at. I predicted global warming. I could feel it getting hotter. First I thought it was just me. Andy dips a chip into the bowl and scoops and scoops it up with oh, gosh. These ads on the side over here just I predicted global warming at first. I could feel it getting hotter. At first, I thought it was just me. Andy dips the chip into the bowl and scoops up some dip with berry on it, and is about to put it in his mouth. Next page. Wait! Stop! Bee! Andy drops the chip with Barry in fear and backs away. All the humans freak out. Stand back! These are winter boots! Ken has boots in his, on his hands, and he is about to smash the bee, but Vanessa saves him last second. Wait! Don't kill him! Vanessa puts Barry in a glass to protect him. You know, I'm allergic to them. This thing could kill me. Why does his life have any less value than your life? Why does his life have any less value than my life? Is that your statement? I'm just saying, all life is value. You don't know what he's capable of feeling. Vanessa picks up Ken's brochure and puts it under the glass so she can carry Barry back to the window. Barry looks at Vanessa in amazement. My brochure! There you go, little guy. Vanessa opens the window and lets Barry out, but Barry stays back and is still shocked that a human saved his life. I'm not scared of him. It's an allergic thing. Put that on your resume brochure. My whole face could puff up. Make it one of your special skills. Knocking someone out is also a special skill. Ken walks to the door. Right. Bye, Vanessa. Thanks, Vanessa. Next week, yogurt night? Sure, Ken. You know, whatever. Vanessa tries to close the door. You could put carob chips on there. Bye. Closes the door, but Ken opens it again. Supposed to be less calories. Bye. Closes door. Fast forward the next day. Barry is still inside the house. He flies into the kitchen where Vanessa is doing dishes, talking to himself. I gotta say something. She saved my life. I gotta say something. All right, here it goes. Like Jazz is gonna come up. Turns. Nah, what would I say? I could really get into trouble. It's a bee lie. You're not supposed to talk to a human. I can't believe I'm gonna do this. Doing this. I've got to. Barry disguises himself as a character on the food can as Vanessa walks by. Oh, I can't do it. Come on. No, yes. No, do it. I can't. How should I start off? Then he strikes a pose and wiggles his eyebrows. You like jazz? No, that's not good. Vanessa is about to walk past Barry. Here she comes. Speak, you fool. Hi. Vanessa gasps and drops her dishes in fright and notices Barry on the counter. I'm sorry. You're talking. Yes, I know. Pointing at Barry. You're talking. I'm so sorry. No, it's okay. It's fine. I know I'm dreaming, but I don't recall going to bed. Well, I'm sure this is very disconcerting. This is a bit of a surprise to me. I mean, you're a bee. I am, and I'm not supposed to be doing this. Pointing to the living room where Ken tried to kill him last night. But they were all trying to kill me, and if it wasn't for you, I had to thank you. It's just how I was raised. Vanessa stabs her hand with a fork to test whether she's dreaming or not. That was a little bit weird. I'm talking with a bee. Yeah, I'm talking to a bee, and the bee is talking to me. I just want to say I'm grateful. I'll leave now. Barry turns to leave. Wait, how did you learn to do that? Flying back. What? The talking thing? Same way you did, I guess. Mama, Dada, honey, you pick it up. It's very funny. Yeah, bees are funny. If we didn't laugh, we'd cry with what we'd have to deal with anyway. Can I get you something? Like what? I don't know. I mean, coffee? I don't want to put you out. It's no trouble. It'll take 2 minutes. It's just that it's just coffee. I hate to impose. Vanessa starts making coffee. Don't be ridiculous. Actually, I would love a cup. Hey, you want rum cake? I shouldn't. Have some. No, I can't. Come on. I'm trying to lose a couple micrograms. Where? These stripes don't help. You look great. I don't know if you know anything about fashion. Are you all right? Pouring coffee on the floor and missing the cup completely? No. Flash forward in time. Barry and Vanessa are sitting outside at a table on top of the apartment building, drinking coffee. He's making the tie in the cab as they're flying up Madison. He finally gets there. He runs up those steps into the church, and the wedding is on. He says, "Watermelon? I thought you said Guatemalan. Why would I marry a watermelon?" Barry laughs, but Vanessa looks very confused. Is that a bee joke? That's the kind of stuff we do. Yeah, yeah, different. So, what are you gonna do, Barry? Barry stands up on top of a floating sugar cube in his coffee and paddles it around with a straw like it's a gondola. About work. I don't know. I want to do my part for the hive, but I can't do it the way they want me to. I know how you feel. You do? Sure. My parents wanted me to be a lawyer or a doctor, but I wanted to be a florist. Really? My only interest is flowers. Our new queen was just elected with that same campaign slogan. Anyway, if you look, Barry points to a tree in the middle of Central Park. There's my hive, right there. See it? You're in Sheep Meadow, yes. I'm right off the turtle pond. No way, I know that area. I lost a toe ring there once. Why do girls put rings on their toes? Why not? It's like putting a hat on your knee. Maybe I'll try that. A custodian installing a light bulb looks over at them, but to his perspective, it looks like Vanessa is talking to a cup of coffee on her table. You all right, ma'am? Oh yeah, fine. Just having 2 cups of coffee. Anyway, this has been great. Thanks for the coffee. Yeah, it's no trouble. Sorry I couldn't finish it. If I did, I'd be up for the rest of my life. Barry points towards the rum cake. Can I take a piece of that with me? Sure, here, have a crumb. Vanessa hands Barry a crumb that is still pretty big for Barry. Thanks, yeah. Alright, well, then I guess I'll see you around, or not. Okay, Barry. And thank you so much again for before. Oh, that was nothing. Well, not nothing, but anyway. Vanessa and Barry hold hands, but Vanessa has to hold out her finger because her hands are too big for Barry, and Barry it's too big, and Barry holds that. Custodian looks over, and it appears that Vanessa is laughing at her coffee again. The light bulb that he was screwing in sparks, and he falls off the ladder. Fast forward, and next time we see two bee scientists testing out a parachute in Hunneck's wind tunnel. Bee scientist one, this can't possibly work. He's all set to go. May as well try it. Okay, Dave, pull the chute. I'm already on page 15. What am I doing with my life? Dave pulls the chute against the wind and slams him against the wall, and he falls on his face. The camera pans over and we see Barry and Adam walking together. Sounds amazing. It was amazing. It was the scariest, happiest moment of my life. Humans. I can't believe you were with humans. Giant, scary humans. What were they like? Huge and crazy. They talk crazy. They eat giant things. They drive crazy. Wait, or was I? Oh, yeah, yeah. Did they try to did they try to kill you like on TV? Some of them, but some of them don't. How did you get back? Poodle, you did it. And I'm glad. You saw whatever you wanted to see, and you had your experience, and now you can pick up your job and be normal. Well, I met someone. You did? Was she beeish? A wasp? Your parents will kill you. No, 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 not a wasp. Spider? I'm not attracted to spiders. I know. Sorry, it accidentally went to another web page. Oh yeah, okay, back. Sorry. I'm not attracted to spiders. I know for everyone else, it's the hottest thing with the 8 legs and all. I can't get by that face. So who is she? She's human. No, no, no. That's bee law. You would never break a bee law. Her name's Vanessa. Adam puts his head in his hands. Oh boy. She's so nice, and she's a florist. Oh no, you're dating a human florist? We're not dating. You're flying outside the hive talking to humans that attack our homes with power washers and M80s. That's 1/80th the stick. That's 1/8 a dynamite stick. She saved my life, and she understands me. This is over. Eat this. Barry gives Adam a piece of a crumb that he got from Vanessa. Adam eats it. Adam's tone changes. This is not over. What was that? They call it a crumb. It was so stinging stripy. And that's not what they eat. That's what falls off when they eat. Do you know what Cinnabon is? No. Adam opens the door behind him and he pulls Barry in. It's bread and cinnamon frosting. Be quiet. They heat it up. Sit down. Adam forces Barry to sit down, still rambling about Cinnabons. Really hot. Adam grabs Barry by the shoulder. Listen to me. We are not them. We're us. There's us and there's them. Yes, but who can deny the heart that is yearning? There's no yearning. Stop yearning. Listen to me. You have to got to start thinking, bee, my friend. Thinking bee. Thinking bee. Thinking bee. Worker bees and Adam. Thinking bee. Thinking bee. Thinking bee. Thinking bee. Flash forward in time. Barry is laying on a raft in a pool full of honey. He's wearing sunglasses. There he is. He's in the pool. You know what your problem is, Barry? Barry pulls down his sunglasses and he looks annoyed, sarcastic. I gotta start thinking, babe. How much longer will this go on? It's been 3 days. Why aren't you working? Put sunglasses back on. I've got I've got a lot of big life decisions to think about. What life? You have no life. You have no job. You're barely a bee. Would it kill you to make a little honey? Barry rolls off the raft and sinks into the honey pool. Barry, come out. Your father's talking to you. Martin, would you go talk to him? Barry, I'm talking to you. Barry keeps sinking into the honey until he's suddenly in Central Park having a picnic with Vanessa, playing Megalavia. Barry has a cup of honey and he clinks his sunglasses with Vanessa's. Suddenly a mosquito lands on Vanessa and she slaps it, killing it. They both gasp and then burst out laughing. You coming? The camera pans over and Vanessa is climbing into a small yellow airplane. Got everything? All set. Go ahead. I'll catch up. Vanessa lifts off and flies ahead. Don't be too long. Barry catches up with Vanessa and he sticks out his arms like an ana like a like an airplane. Sorry, that was spelling error. He rolls from side to side and Vanessa copies him with the airplane. Watch this. Barry stays back and watches as Vanessa draws a heart in the sky in the air using pink smoke from the plane. But on the last loop, she suddenly crashes into a mountain and the plane explodes. The destroyed plane falls into some rocks and it explodes a second time. Whoa. Sugar ends when the plane blows up the first time. Whoa. Vanessa! As Barry is yelling, his mouth fills with honey and he slowly wakes up discovering that he was just daydreaming. He slowly sinks back into the honey pool. We're still here. Told you not to yell at him. He doesn't respond to yelling. Then why yell at me? Because you don't listen. I'm not listening to this. Sorry, I've got to go. Where are you going? I'm meeting a friend. A girl? Is this why you can't decide? Bye. Barry flies out the door and Martin shakes his hand. I hope she's bee-ish. Fast forward in time and Barry is sitting on Vanessa's shoulder and she is closing up her shop. They have a huge parade of flowers every year in Pasadena. To be in a tournament of roses, that's every florist's dream. Up on a float, surrounded by flowers, crowds cheering, a tournament. The roses compete in athletic events? No, no, all right. I've got one. How come you don't fly everywhere? Eh, It's exhausting. Seriously, reading this is exhausting. Why don't you run everywhere? It's faster. What? It's exhausting. Why don't you run everywhere? It's faster. Yeah, okay, I see. I see. All right, your turn. TiVo. Kids, What? There's so many spelling errors in here. You can just freeze live TV. That's insane. You don't have that? We have Hivo, but it's a disease. Oh, oh, it's horrible. Horrible disease. Oh my. Human walks by and Barry narrowly avoids him. Passerby, dumb bees. You must want to sting all those jerks. We try not to sting. It's usually fatal for us. So you have to watch your temper. They walk into a store very carefully. You kick a wall, take the walk, write an angry letter, and just throw it out. Work work through it like any emotion, jealousy, anger, and lust. Suddenly an employee, Hector, hits Barry off Vanessa's shoulder. Hector thinks he's saving Vanessa. To Barry, oh my goodness, are you okay? Barry is getting up from the floor. Yeah. To Hector, what is wrong with you? Confused. It's a bug. He's not bothering anybody. Get out of here, you creep. Vanessa hits Hector across the face with a magazine he had and then hits him in the head. Hector backs away, covering his head. What was that? Pick and save circular? Vanessa sets Barry back on her shoulder. Yeah, it was. How did you know? Felt like about 10 pages. 75 is pretty much our limit. You've you've really got that down to a science. Oh yeah, we have to. I lost a cousin to Italian Vogue. I'll bet. Barry looks Barry looks to his right and notices there is honey for sale in the aisle. What in the name of mighty Hercules is this? Barry looks at all the brands of honey, shocked. How did this get here? Kewpie, Golden Blossom, Ray Liotta, Private Select? Barry puts his hand up, slowly turns around. Is he that actor? I've never heard of him. Why is this here? For people we eat it. You don't have enough food of your own? Hector looks back and notices that Vanessa is talking to Barry. Well, yes. How do you get it? Bees make it. I know who makes it, and it's hard to make. There's heating, cooling, stirring. You need a whole Krauman thing. It's organic. It's our organic. It's just honeyberry. Just what? Bees don't know about this. This is stealing. A lot of stealing. You've taken our homes, schools, hospitals. This is all we have. And it's on sale. I'm getting to the bottom of this. I'm getting to the bottom of all of this. Flash forward in time. Barry paints his face with black stripes like a soldier and sneaks into the storage section of the store. Two men, including Hector, are loading boxes into their trucks. Supermarket employee, hey Hector, almost done? Almost. Barry takes a step to peek around in the corner, whispering, he is here. I sense it. Well, I guess I'll go home now. Hector pretends to walk away, but they'll walk away by walking in place and speaking loudly. And he just oh yeah, and he just leave this nice honey out with no one around. You're busted, box boy. I knew I heard something. So you can talk. I can talk. And now you'll start talking. Where are you getting the sweet stuff? Who's your supplier? I don't understand. I thought we were friends. The last thing we want to do is upset bees. Hector takes out a thumbtack out of the board behind him, and he sword fights Barry. Barry is using his stinger like a sword. Oh my gosh, I'm on page 20. Sorry if my reading starts becoming more choppy. It's pretty late in the day. Oh my god, I'm so tired. You know, but I'm dedicated to do this for all you guys. You're too late. It's ours now. You, sir, you have crossed the wrong sword. You, sir, will be lynched for my iguana, Ignacio. Barry hits the thumbtack out of Hector's hand, and Hector surrenders. Where is the honey coming from? Tell me where. Pointing to the leaving truck. Honey Farms. It comes from Honey Farms. Barry chases after the truck, but it is not getting away. He flies onto a bicyclist's backpack and he catches up to the truck. To bicyclist, crazy person. Barry flies off and lands on the windshield of Honey Farm's truck. Barry looks around and sees dead bugs splattered everywhere. What a horrible thing has happened here. The what a horrible thing. Well, let me read back. But eh, sorry, I'm reading. Barry chases after the truck, but it is getting away. He flies onto a bicyclist's backpack and he catches up to the truck. To bicyclist, crazy person. Um, uh, Barry flies off and lands on the windshield of Honey Farm's truck. Barry looks around and sees dead bugs splattered everywhere. What a horrible thing has happened here. These faces, they never knew it hit them. Now they're on the road to nowhere. Barry hears a sudden whisper. Barry looks and sees Moose Blood, Mosquito, playing dead. Just keep still. Wait, you're not dead? Do I look dead? They'll wipe anything that moves. Where are you headed? To Honey Farms. I'm on to something huge here. I'm going to Alaska. Moose blood, crazy stuff. Blows your head off. Another bug playing dead. I'm going to Tacoma. Barry looks at another bug and you. He really is dead. All right. Another bug hits the windshield, and the drivers notice. They activate the windshield wipers. Oh no. The windshield wipers are slowly sliding over the dead bugs and wiping them off. What is that? Oh no. A wiper. Triple blade. Triple blade. Jump on. It's your only chance, B. Mooseblood and Barry jump onto the wiper and they hold on as it wipes the windshield. Why does everything here have to be so doggone, doggone clean? How much do people need to see? Bangs on windshield. Open your eyes. Stick your head out the window. Radio in the truck. From NPR News in Washington, I'm Carl Cassell. But don't kill no more bugs. Mooseblood and Barry are washed off by the wiper fluid. B. Mooseblood guy. Oh my gosh. Barry starts screaming as he hangs onto the antenna. Suddenly it is revealed that a water bug is also hanging on by the antenna. There is a pause when Barry and the water bug both start screaming. You hear something? In the truck, like what? Like tiny screaming. Guy in the truck, turn off the radio. The antenna starts to low until it sinks into the truck. The water bug flies off and Barry is forced to let go. He is blown away. Luckily, he lands inside a horn on the top of the truck where he finds Mooseblood, who was blown into the same place. What's up, B-boy? Hey, Blood. Fast forward in time, we see that Barry is deep in conversation with Mooseblood. They have been sitting in this truck for a while. Just a row of honey jars, as far as the eye could see. Wow. I assume wherever this truck's going, they're getting it. I mean, that honey is ours. Bees hang tight. We're all jammed in it. It's a close community. Not us, man. We are we on our own. Every mosquito has its own. What if you get in trouble? You a mosquito? You in trouble? Nobody likes you? They just smack. See a mosquito? Smack, smack. At least you're out in the world. Meaning you must meet girls. Mosquito girls just try to trade up to get with a moth, dragonfly. Mosquito girl don't want no mosquito. Ambulance passes by and has a blood donation sign on it. Oh gosh. You gotta be kidding me. Mooseblood's about to leave the building. So long, B. Mooseblood leaves and flies onto the window of the ambulance where there are other mosquitoes hanging out. Hey guys, another mosquito. Mooseblood. I knew it. I knew I'd catch you all down here. You bring your crazy straw. The truck passes out of view, and Barry notices that the truck he's on is pulling into some camp of some sort. We throw it in the jars, slap a label on it. There's pretty much pure profit. Barry flies out. What is this place? Uh, a bee's got a brain the size of a pinhead. They are pinheads. Pinhead, check out the new smoker. Oh, sweet. That's the one you want? The Thomas 3000 smoker? 90 puffs a minute, semi-automatic. Twice the nicotine, all the tar. Couple breaths in, knock them right out. They make the honey, we make the money. They make the honey, we make the money. The beekeeper sprays hundreds of cheap miniature apartments with the smoker. The bees are fainting or passing out. Oh my! What's going on? Are you okay? Barry flies into one of the apartments, and helps a bee couple get off the ground. They are coughing, and it is hard for them to stand. Bee in the apartment. Yeah, it doesn't last too long. Do you know you're in a fake hive with fake walls? Bee in the apartment. Our queen was moved here. We had no choice. The apartment room is completely empty except for a photo on the wall of the queen, who was obviously a man in woman's clothes. This is your queen? That's a man in woman's clothes. That's a drag queen. What is this? Barry flies out and he discovers that there are hundreds of these structures, each housing thousands of bees. Oh no, there's hundreds of them. Barry takes out his camera and takes pictures of these bee work camps. The beekeepers look very evil in these depictions. Bee honey, our honey is being brazenly stolen on a massive scale. This is worse than anything bears have stole. I intend to do something. Flash forward in time, and Barry is showing these pictures to his parents. Oh, Barry, stop. Who told you humans were taking our honey? That's a rumor. Do you do these look like rumors? Holds up the pictures. That's a conspiracy theory. These are obviously doctored photos. How did you get mixed up in this? He's been talking to humans. What? Talking to humans? He has a human girlfriend, and they make out. Make out? Barry, we do not. You wish you could. Whose side are you on? The bees! He has been sitting in the back of the room this entire time. I dated a cricket once in San Antonio. Those crazy legs kept me up all night. Barry, this is what you want to do with your life? I want to do it for all our lives. Nobody works harder than bees. Dad, I remember you coming home so overworked. Your hands were still stirring. You couldn't stop. I remember that. What right do they have to our honey? We live on 2 cups a year, and they put it in lip balm for no reason whatsoever. Even if it's true, what can one bee do? Sting them where it really hurts. In the face. The eye, that could hurt. No. Up in the nose, that's a killer. There's only one place where you can sting humans. One place where it matters. Flash forward a bit in time and we were watching the bee news. Bee News narrator, Hive at 5. The Hive's only full-hour action news source. No more bee beards. Bee News narrator, with Bob Bumble at the anchor desk, weather with Storm Stinger, sports with Buzz Larvey, and Gina Chung. Good evening, I'm Bob Bumble. And I'm Gina Chung. A Tri-County bee, Barry Benson, intends to sue the human race for stealing our honey, packaging it, and profiting from it illegally. Tomorrow night on B. Larry King, we'll have an we'll have 3 former queens here in our studio discussing their new book, Classy Ladies, out this week on Hexagon. Scene changes to an interview in the news with B version of Larry King and Barry. Tonight, we're talking to Barry Benson. Do you ever think I'm a kid from the hive? Do you ever think I'm a kid from the hive? I can't do this. Bees have never been afraid to change the world. What about B. Columbus, B. Gandhi, B. Jesus? I'm here. Where I'm from, we'd never sue humans. We were thinking of stickball or candy stores. How old are you? The bee community is supporting you in this case, which will be the trial of the bee century. You know, they have a Larry King in the human world too. It's a common name. Next week, he looks like you. Let me just take one singular minute to just, relax. Okay, back. He looks like he looks like he looks like you and he looks like you and has a show. Oh gosh, has has a show in suspenders, colored dots. Next week, glasses quotes on the bottom from the guest, even though you just heard them. Bear Week next week. They're scary, hairy, and here, live. B. Barry King gets annoyed and flies away off screen. Anyways, leans forward, pointy shoulders, squinty eyes, very Jewish. Flash forward in time, we see Vanessa enter and Ken enters behind her. They are arguing. On page 25 now. In tennis, you attack at the point of weakness. It was my grandfather. It was my grandmother, Ken. She's 81. Honey, her backhand's a joke. I'm not gonna take advantage of that. To Ken. Quiet, please. Actual work is going on here. Pointing at Barry. Is that the same B? Yes, it is. I'm helping him sue the human race. Hello? Hello, B. This is Ken. I recall the winter boots incident earlier. Yeah, I remember you. Timberland, size 10.5, Vibram sole, and I believe you. Yeah, I believe. To Vanessa, why does he talk again? Listen, you better go with you. You better go, 'cause we're. This is gonna take a long time. Listen, you better go, 'cause we're really busy working here. But it's our yogurt night. Holding door for Ken. Bye bye. Yelling, why is yogurt night so difficult? Ken leaves and Vanessa walks over to Barry. His workplace is a mess. You poor thing. You must have been at this for hours. Yes, and Adam here has been a huge help. Frosting? For how many sugars? Just one. Try not to use the competition. So why are you helping me? Bees have good qualities, and it takes my mind off the shop. Instead of flowers, people are giving balloon bouquets now. Those are great if you're three. And artificial flowers. Oh, those just get me psychotic. Yeah, me too. Bent stingers, pointless pollination. Bees must hate those fake things. Nothing is worse than a daffodil that's had work done. Maybe this could make up for it a little bit. This lawsuit's a pretty big deal, I guess. You sure you want to go with it though? I'm sure. When I'm done with the humans, they won't be able to say, "Honey, I'm home," without paying a royalty. Flash forward in time, and we're watching the human news. The human news. The camera shows a crowd outside a courthouse. It's an incredible scene here in downtown Manhattan, where the world anxiously waits because for the first time in history we will hear from ourselves if a bee can actually speak. We are no longer watching through the we're no longer watching through a news camera. What have we gotten into here, Barry? It's a pretty big deal, isn't it? Looking at hundreds of people around the courthouse, I can't believe how many humans don't work during the day. You think a you think billion-dollar multinational food companies have good lawyers? Everybody needs to stand behind the barricade. A limousine drives up, and a fat man, Lawton Montgomery, a honey industry owner, gets up and walks past Barry. What's the matter? I don't know. I just gotta chill. Fast forward in time, and everyone is in the court. Well, if it isn't the B team, to honey industry lawyers, you boys work on this. All rise. The Honorable Judge Bumbleton presiding. All right. Case number 4475, Superior Court of New York. Barry B. Benson. The honey industry is now in session. Mr. Montgomery, you're presenting the five food companies collectively. A privilege. Mr. Benson, you're representing all the bees of the world. Everyone looks closely. They're waiting to see if a bee can really talk. Barry makes several buzzing sounds to sound like a bee. I'm kidding. Yes, Your Honor. We're ready to proceed. Mr. Montgomery, your opening statement, please. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, my grandmother was a simple woman, born on a farm. She believed it was a man's divine right to benefit from the bounty of nature God put before us. If we lived if we lived in the topsy-turvy world of Mr. Benson imagines, just think of what it would mean. I would have to negotiate with the silkworm for the elastic in my breeches. Talking bee. Montgomery walks over and looks closely at Barry. How do we know this isn't some sort of holographic motion capture Hollywood wizardry? They could be using laser beams, robotics, ventriloquism, cloning for all we know. He could be on steroids. Mr. Benson, ladies and gentlemen, there's no trickery here. I'm an ordinary bee. Honey's pretty important to me. It's important to all bees. We invented it. We make it, and we protect it with our lives. Unfortunately, there are some people in this room who think they can take it from us 'cause we're the little guys. I'm hoping that after this is over, you'll all see by taking your honey, you're not only taking everything we have, but everything we are. Okay, let me just get a drink. I wish he'd dress like that all the time. So nice. Call your first witness. So, Mr. Klaus Vanderhaen of Honey Farms. Big company you have. I suppose so. I see you also own Honey Burton and Hunron. Yes, they provide beekeepers for our farm. Beekeepers? I find that to be a very disturbing term. I don't imagine you employ any bee freers, do you? Quietly, no. I couldn't hear you. No. No, because you don't free bees, you keep bees. Not only that, it seems you have thought a bear would be an appropriate image for a jar of honey. They're very lovable creatures. Yogi Bear, Fozzie Bear, Build-A-Bear. You mean like this? The bear from over the bridge barges in through the back door and is roaring and standing on his hind legs. It is thrashing its claws. People are screaming. He's held back by a guard who has the bear on a chain, pointing to the roaring bear. Bears kill bees! How'd you like his head crashing through your living room, biting on your couch, spitting through pillows? Okay, that's enough. Take him away. So, Mr. Sting, thank you for being here. Your name intrigues me. Where have I heard it before? I was with a band called the Police. But you've never been a police officer, have you? No, I haven't. No, you haven't. And so here we have another example of bee culture casually being stolen by a human for nothing more than a prance about a stage name. Oh, please. Have you ever been stung, Mr. Sting? Because I'm feeling a little sting. Or should I say, Mr. Gordon M. Sumner? That's not his real name, you idiots. Mr. Leota, first belated congratulations on your Emmy win for a guest spot in ER in 2005. Thank you. I see from your resume that you're devilishly handsome, with a churning inner turmoil that's ready to blow. I enjoy what I do. Is that a crime? Not yet, it isn't. What it's come to for you, exploiting tiny helpless bees so you don't have to rehearse your part and learn the lines, sir. Watch it, Benson. I could blow right now. This isn't a good fella. This is a bad fella. Mr. Leota loses it and tries to grab Barry. Why doesn't someone just step on this creep? We can all go home. Order in this court. You're think no, you're all thinking it. Judge Bumbleton starts banging her gavel. Order, I say it. Say it. Mr. Leota, please sit down. We see a montage of magazines which feature the court case. Flash forward in time, and Barry is back home with Vanessa. I think that was awfully nice of that bear to pitch in like that. I think the jury's on your side. We're doing everything right, legally. I'm a florist. Right. Well, here's to the great team. To a great team. Ken walks from work and he sees Barry and he looks upset. When he sees Barry clinking his glass with Vanessa, well, hello. Oh, Ken. Hello. I didn't think you were coming. No, I was just late. I tried to call, but Ken holds up phone and flips it open. The phone has no charge. The battery. I didn't want all this to go to waste, so I called Barry. Luckily, he was free. Oh, that was lucky. Ken sits down at the table across from Barry and Vanessa, leaves the room. Barry and Vanessa leaves the room. There's a little left. I could heat it up. Not taking his eyes off Barry. Yeah, heat it up. Sure, whatever. So, you're quite a tennis player. I'm not much for the game myself. The ball's a little grabby. That's usually where I sit, right? Points to Barry sitting there. Vanessa calling from the other room. Barry, Barry was looking at your resume, and he agreed with me that eating chopsticks isn't really a special skill. To Barry, you think I don't see what you're doing? I know how hard it is to find a job that we have in common. Oh, wait, to find the right job. We have that in common. Do we? These have 100% employment, but we do jobs like taking the crud out. Menacingly, that's just what I was most thinking about doing. Ken reaches for the fork on the table, but knocks it. Ken reaches for a fork on the table, but knocks it on the lock. Oh, it's it. There's so many spelling errors in here. Sorry, I keep having to bring that up. Knocks it on the floor. He goes to pick it up. Ken, I let Barry borrow your razor for his fuzz. Hope that was all right. Ken rises his back after hearing this, but hits out his head on the table and yells, I'm going to drain the old stinger. Yeah, do that. Barry flies past Ken to get to the bathroom. Ken freaks out, splashing some of his wine he was using to cool his head in his eyes. He yells in anger. Barry looks at the magazine featuring his victories in court. Look at that! Barry flies into the bathroom. He puts his hand on his head, but this makes him hurt. But this makes hurts him. Oh my God! There's so many spelling errors. This makes hurts him and makes him even madder. He yells again. Barry is washing his hands in the sink, but then Ken walks in. You know, I've just about had it. Closes the bathroom door behind him. With your little mind games. Ken is menacingly rolling up a magazine. Backing away. What's that? Italian Vogue. Mamma mia! That's a lot of pages. It's a lot of ads. Remember what Van said? Why is your life any more valuable than mine? That's funny. I don't seem to recall that. Ken smashes everything off the sink with the magazine and Barry narrowly escapes. Ken follows Barry around and tries to hit him with the magazine, but he keeps missing. Ken gets a spray bottle. I think something stinks in here. Enjoying the spray. Oh, I love the smell of flowers. Ken holds up a lighter in front of the spray bottle. How do you like the smell of flames? Not as much. Ken makes a makeshift flamethrower but misses Barry. Burning the bathroom. He torches the whole room but loses his footing and falls into the bathtub. After getting hit in the head by several falling objects 3 times, picking it up, revealing there was a hidden water bug behind it. What's up with water bugs? Water bug, not taking sides. Barry gets out of a pile of bathroom supplies and he's wearing a chapstick hat. Ken, I'm wearing a chapstick hat. This is pathetic. Ken switches the shower on to head to lethal. I've got issues. Ken sprays Barry with the shower head and he crash lands into the toilet. Ken looks menacingly down at the toilet at Barry. Well, well, well. A royal flush. You're bluffing. Am I? Flushes toilet. Barry grabs the chapstick from the toilet seat and uses it to surf in the flushing toilet. Surf's up, dude. Barry flies into the toilet with the chapstick and sprays it in Ken's face with toilet water. That bowl is gnarly. Aiming the toilet cleaner at Barry, except for those dirty yellow rings. Barry cowers and covers his head, and Vanessa runs in the toilet and takes the toilet cleaner from Ken before he hits Barry. Kenneth, what are you doing? Leaning towards Barry. You know, I don't even like honey. I don't eat it. We need to talk. Vanessa pulls Ken out of the bathroom. He's just a little bee. He happens to be the nicest bee I've met in a long time. Long time? What are you talking about? There are other bugs in your life? No, but there are other things bugging me in life, and you're one of them. Fine. Talking bees, no yogurt night. My nerves are fried from riding on this emotional roller coaster. Goodbye, Ken. Ken huffs and walks and slams out the door. But suddenly he walks back in and stares at Barry. For your information, I prefer sugar-free artificial artificial sweeteners made by man. What? There's an ad? No. Ken leaves again, and Vanessa leans in towards Barry. I'm sorry about all of that. Ken walks back in. I know it's got an aftertaste. I like it. Ken leaves for the last time. I always felt there was some kind of barrier between Ken and me. I couldn't overcome it. Oh well. Are you okay for the trial? I believe Mr. Montgomery is out of ideas. Flash forward in time. Barry, Adam, and Vanessa are back in the court. We would like to call Mr. Barry Benson B to stand up to the stand. Good idea. Good idea. You can always see why he's considered one of the best lawyers. Barry stares at Adam. Yeah, Lawton. You've got to weave some magic with this jury, or it's going to be all over. Don't worry. The only thing I have to do to turn this jury around is to remind them of why they don't like bees. Uh, is to remind them of what they don't like about bees. Oh, okay. So, lawyer, you got the tweezers? Are you allergic? No, I gotta take another drink. I should probably be like talking to my friends and being a normal person now, but no, I'm not. You allergic? Only to losing, son. Only to losing. Mr. Benson B., I'll ask you what I think you'd all like to know. What exactly is your relationship, points to Vanessa, to that woman? We're friends. Good friends. Yes. How good? Do you live together? Wait a minute. Are you her little bedbug? Adam's stinger starts vibrating. He's agitated. I've seen a bee documentary or two. From what I understand, doesn't your queen give birth to all the bee children? Yeah, but pointing at Janet and Martin, so those aren't your real parents? Oh, Barry. Yes, they are. Hold me back. But Vanessa tries to hold Adam back. He wants to sting Montgomery. You're an illegitimate bee, aren't you, Benson? He's denouncing bees. Don't you all date your cousins? Montgomery leans over to the jury, stares at Adam. Objection! Vanessa raises her hand to object, but Adam gets free. He flies straight at Montgomery. I'm going to pincushion this guy. Adam, don't! It's what he wants! Adam stings Montgomery in the butt, and he starts thrashing around. Oh, I'm hit! Oh, lordy, I'm hit! Banging gavel. Order, order! Overreacting. The venom! The venom's coursing through my veins! I have been felled by a winged beast of destruction! You see, you can't treat them like equals. They're striped savages. Stinging's the only thing they know. It's their way. Adam, stay with me! I can't feel my legs! Overreacting and throwing his body around the room. What angel of mercy will come forward to suck the poison from my heaving buttocks? No, I will have order in this court. Order, order, please. Flash forward in time, we see human news reporter. The case of the honeybees versus the human race took a pointed turn against the bees yesterday when one of their legal team stung Lawton T. Montgomery. Adam is laying in the hospital bed and Barry flies in to see him. Hey, buddy. Hey, is there much pain? Yeah, I blew up the whole case, didn't I? Doesn't matter. What matters is that you're alive. You could have died. You'd be better off dead. Look at me. Small plastic sword is replaced as Adam's stinger. They got it from the cafeteria downstairs in a tuna sandwich. Look, there's a little celery still on it. Flicks the celery off in size. What was it like to sting someone? I can't explain it. It was all adrenaline and then ecstasy. All right. You think it was a trap? It was all a trap? Of course. I'm sorry I flew right into this. What we were th what were we thinking? Look at us. We're just a couple of bugs in this world. What will the humans do to us if they win? I don't know. I hear they put roaches in motels. That doesn't sound so bad. Adam, check in, but they don't check out. Adam, they check in, but they don't check out. Oh my, coughs. Could you get a nurse to close that window? Why? The smoke. We can see that two humans are smoking cigarettes outside. Bees don't smoke. Right, bees don't smoke. Bees don't smoke. But some bees are smoking. That's it. That's our case. It is? It's not over? Get dressed. You gotta go somewhere. Get back to court and stall. Stall it any way you can. Flash forward in time and Adam is in a paper boat, making a paper boat in the courtroom. And assuming you've done step 29 correctly, you're ready for the tub. We see that the jury has made each of their own paper boats after being taught how by Adam. They all look confused. Mr. Flayman. Yes, yes, Your Honor. Where's the rest of your team? Continue stalling. Well, Your Honor, it's interesting. Bees are trained to fly haphazardly, and as a result, we don't make very good time. I actually heard a funny story about Your Honor. Haven't these ridiculous bugs taken up enough of this court's valuable time? How much longer will this go on? Will we allow these shenanigans to go on for? They have presented no compelling evidence to support their charges against my clients who run legitimate businesses. I move for a complete dismissal of the entire case. Mr. Flayman, I'm afraid you have to consider Mr. Montgomery's motion. But you can't. We have a terrific case. Where is your proof? Where is the evidence? Show me the smoking gun. Barry flies through the door. Hold it, Your Honor. You want a smoking gun? Here is your smoking gun. Vanessa walks in holding a bee smoker. She sets it down on the judge's podium. What is that? It's a bee smoker. Montgomery picks up the smoker. What is this? This harmless little contraption? This couldn't hurt a fly, let alone a bee. Montgomery accidentally fires it at the bee crowd, and they faint and cough. Dozens of reporters start taking pictures of the suffering bees. Look at what has happened to the bees who've never been asked, smoking or none. Is this what nature intended for us? To be forcibly addicted to smoke machines and man-made wooden slat work camps, living out our lives as honey slaves to the white man? Barry, point, Barry points to the honey industry owners. One of them is an African American who awkwardly separates himself from the others. What are we gonna do? He's playing the species card. Ladies and gentlemen, Please free the bees! Adam and Vanessa, free the bees! Free the bees! Bees in the jury, free the bees! Human jury, free the bees! Free the bees! The court finds in favor of freeing the bees. Vanessa, we won! Yeah! I knew you could do it! High five! Vanessa hits Barry hard because her hand is too big. Oh no. Sorry. Overjoyed. I'm okay. You know what this means? All the honey will finally belong to the bees. Now we don't have to work so hard all the time. This is an unholy perversion of the balance of nature, Benson. You'll regret it. I think I only have like 4 pages left. Montgomery leaves. Benson leaves, and Barry. Just breathe for a second. Taking a deep breath. Okay. Montgomery leaves, and Barry goes outside the courtroom. Several reporters start asking Barry questions. Barry, how much honey is there out there? All right, one at a time. Barry, who are you wearing? My sweater is Ralph Lauren, and I have no pants. Barry flies outside with paparazzi, and Adam and Vanessa stay back. To Vanessa, what if Montgomery is right? What do you mean? We've been living the bee way for a long time, 27 million years. Flash forward in time, and Barry is still talking to a man. Wait, flash forward in time, and Barry is talking to a businessman. Congratulations on your victory. What will you demand as a settlement? First, we'll demand a complete shutdown of all bee work. As Barry is talking, we see a montage of men putting closed tape over work camps, freeing bees in the crappy apartments. Then we want the honey that was ours to begin with. Every last drop. Men in suits are pushing all the honey out of the aisle into carts. We demand an we demand an end to the glorification of the bear as anything more. We see a statue of a bear-shaped honey container being pulled down by the bees. Then a filthy, smelly, bad breath stink machine. We're all wait. Then a filthy fellas. We're all aware of what they can do in the woods. We see Winnie the Pooh sharing his honey with Piglet in the crosshairs of a high-tech sniper rifle. Looking through binoculars. Wait for my signal. Take him out. Winnie the Pooh gets hit with a tranquilizer dart and dramatically falls off the log that he was standing on. His tongue is hanging out. Piglet looks at Pooh in fear, and the sniper takes the honey. We'll have nausea for a few hours, then he'll be fine. Flash forward in time. We will no longer tolerate B negative nicknames. Mr. Sting is sitting at home until he is taken out of his house by men in honey suits. But it's just a prank about his stage name, unnecessary inclusion of honey in bogus health products, and Ladida human tea time snack garnishes. An old lady mixing honey into her tea. The old lady is mixing honey into her tea, but suddenly men in suits smash her face down on the table and take the honey. Can't breathe. A honey truck pulls up to Barry's hive. Bring it in, boys. Hold it right there. Good. Tap it. Tons of honey is being pumped into the hive storage. Honey overflows from the cup. Mr. Buswell, we just passed 3 cups. There's gallons more coming. Think we need to shut down. Shut down? We've never shut down. Shut down honey production. Stop making honey. The bees leave their stations. 2 bees run into a room. And they put the keys in to stop the machine. Turn your keys, sir. 2 worker bees dramatically turn their keys, which opens the button that they press, shutting down the honey making machines. This is the first time this has ever happened. What do we do now? Fast forward in time, and the bee is about to jump into a pool full of honey. Cannonball! The bee gets stuck into the honey, and we get a short montage of bees leaving work. We see the pollen jocks flying, but one of them gets caught in his antenna. On the phone, we're shutting down honey production. Mission abort! Aborting pollination and nectar detail. Returning to base, the pollen jocks fly back to the hive. We get a time lapse of Central Park slowly wilting away as all the bees relax. Adam, Wouldn't believe how much honey there was out there. Oh yeah? What's going on? Where is everybody? The entire street is deserted. Are they out celebrating? They're home. They don't know what to do. Laying out, sleeping in. I heard Uncle Carl is on his way to San Antonio with a cricket. At least we got our honey back. Sometimes I think, so what if the humans liked our honey? Who wouldn't? It's the greatest thing in the world. I was excited to be part of making it. This was my new desk. This was my new job. I wanted to do really well, and now I can't. Flash forward in time, Barry is talking to Vanessa. I don't understand why they're not happy. I thought their lives would be better. They're doing nothing. It's amazing. Honey really changes people. You don't understand what, you don't have no idea what anything, you don't have any idea on what's going on, do you? What did you want to show me? Vanessa takes Barry to the rooftop where they first had coffee and points to her store. This. Points at her flowers. They're all gray and wilting. What happened here? This is not half of it. Small flash forward in time, and Vanessa and Barry are on the roof of her store. She points to Central Park. See, that is Central Park. We see that Central Park is no longer green, colorful, and rather is gray, brown, and dead-like. It is depressing to look at. Oh no. Oh my. They're all wilting. Doesn't look very good, does it? No. And whose fault do you think that is? I'm gonna guess bees. Staring at Barry. Bees, specifically me. I didn't think all I didn't think bees not needing to make honey would affect all these things. It's not just flowers, fruits. It's not just flowers, fruits, vegetables. They all need bees. That's our whole SAT test right here. They take away, produce the effect of the entire animal kingdom. Take away take away produce that affects the entire animal kingdom. And that of course, the human species. So if there's no more pollination, it could all go south here, couldn't it? I know this is partly my fault. How about a suicide pact? How how do we do it? I'll sting you. You step on me. That just kills you twice. Right, right. Listen, Barry, sorry, but I gotta get going. Vanessa leaves to himself. I had to open my mouth and talk. Vanessa, himself, had to open my mouth and talk. Vanessa, Vanessa, why are you leaving? Where are you going? Vanessa is getting into a taxi. The final tournament of the Roses parade in Pasadena. The, they've moved it to this weekend because all the flowers are dying. It's the last chance I'll ever have to see it. Vanessa, I just want to say I'm sorry. I never meant it to turn out like this. I know, me neither. Taxis start to drive away. Tournament of the Roses? Roses can't do sports. Wait a minute! Roses! 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 Vanessa! Barry flies after the taxi. Roses! Barry! Barry is flying outside the window of the taxi. Roses are flowers! Yes, they are. Flowers, bees, pollen. I know. This is why this is the last parade. Maybe not. Could you ask him to slow down? Could you slow down? The taxi driver screeches to a stop. Barry keeps flying forward. Barry flies back to the window. Okay, I made a huge mistake. This is a total disaster, all my fault. Yes, it kind of is. I've ruined the planet. I wanted to help you with Flower Shop, and I've made it worse. Actually, it's completely closed down. I thought you were remodeling. And I have no idea. It's greater than my previous ideas combined. But I have another idea. It's greater than all my previous ideas combined. I don't want to hear it. All right, they have roses. The roses have pollen. I know every bee, plant, and flower bud in this park. All we have to do is to is get what they've got back. All I know every bee, plant, flower bud in this park. All we've got to do what they've got back here. What? Sorry, I'm just getting really. I'm not. I've been reading too long. Okay. All right. They have the roses. The roses have the pollen. I know every bee, plant, and flower bud in this park. All we've got to do is get what they've got back there with what we've got. Bees, park, pollen, flowers, repollination across the nation. Tournament of Roses, Pasadena, California. They've got nothing but flowers, floats, and cotton candy. Security will be tight. I've got an idea. Flash forward in time. Vanessa is about to board a plane which has all the roses on board. Vanessa Bloom, FTD, holds out a badge. Official floral business. It's real. Sorry, ma'am. Nice brooch. Thank you. It was a gift. Barry is revealed to be hiding inside the brooch. Flashback time. Barry and Vanessa are discussing their plan. Once inside, we just picked the right float. How about the princess and the pea? I could be the princess and you be the pea. Yes, I got it. Where should I sit? What are you? I believe I'm the pea. The pea? It goes under the mattress. Not in this fairy tale, sweetheart. I'm getting a marshal. You got you do that. This whole parade is a fiasco. Let's see what this baby will do. Vanessa drives the float through the traffic. Hey, what are you doing? Then all the then all we do is blend with the traffic without arousing suspicion. Once at the airport, there's no stopping us. Flash forward in time, and Barry and Vanessa are about to get on a plane. Stop! Security! You and your insect pack your flow. Yes. Has it been in your possession the entire time? Yes. Would you like to remove your shoes? To Barry, remove your stinger. It's a part of me. I know, I'm just having some fun. Enjoy your flight. Barry plodding to Vanessa. And if we're lucky, we'll have just enough pollen to do the job. Flash forward in time, and Barry and Vanessa are flying on the plane. Can you just believe how lucky we are? We have just enough pollen to do the job. I think this is gonna work. It's gotta work. On the intercom. Attention passengers, this is Captain Scott. We have a bit of bad weather in New York. It looks like we're gonna experience a couple hours delay. Barry, these are cut flowers with no water. They'll never make it. I gotta get up there and talk to them. Be careful. Barry flies right outside the cockpit door. Can I can I get help with the Sky Mall magazine? I'd like to order. The talking inflatable nose and ear trimmer. The flight attendant opened the doors and walks out and Barry accepts. Wait, the flight attendant opens the door and walks out and Barry flies into the cockpit unseen. Captain, I'm in a real situation. What did you say, Hal? Nothing. Scott notices Barry and freaks out. Bee! No, 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 don't freak out. My entire species. Captain Scott gets out of his seat and tries to suck Barry into a handheld vacuum. To Scott, what are you doing? Barry lands on Hal's hair, but Scott sees him. He tries to suck up Barry, but instead sucks up Hal's toupee. Oh no. Uh-oh. Wait a minute, I'm an attorney. Hal doesn't know Barry is on his head. Who's an attorney? Don't move. He hits Hal in the face with the vacuum in an attempt to hit Barry. Hal is knocked out, but falls on the life raft button, which launches an inflatable boat into Scott, who gets knocked out and falls to the floor. They are both unconscious. To himself, oh, Barry, on the intercom with a southern accent. Good afternoon, passengers. This is your captain. Would Miss Vanessa Bloom in 24B please report to the cockpit? Vanessa looks confused. Normal accent. Please hurry. Vanessa opens the door and sees the life raft and the unconscious pilots. What happened here? I tried to talk to them, but there was a dustbuster, a toupee, and a life raft exploded. Now one's bald and the other's in a boat. They're both unconscious. Is this another bee joke? No! One's flying the plane. Through the radio on the plane, this is JFK Control Tower, Flight 356. What's your status? This is Vanessa Bloom. I'm a florist from New York. Where's the pilot? He is unconscious, and so is the co-pilot. Not good. Does anyone on board have flight experience? As a matter of fact, there is. Who's that? Barry Benson, From the honey trial? Oh, great. Vanessa, this is nothing more than a big metal bee. It's got giant wings, huge engines. I can't fly a plane. Why not? Why not? Isn't John Travolta a pilot? Yes. How hard is this? Vanessa sits down and flies for a bit, but we see the lightning clouds from outside the window. Wait, Barry, we're headed into some lightning. An ominous lightning storm looms in the front of the plane. We're watching the B News. This is Bob Bumple. We have some late night breaking news from JFK Airport, where a suspenseful scene is developing. Barry Benson, fresh from his legal victory, that's Barry, is attempting to land a plane loaded with people, flowers, and an incapacitated flight crew. Janet, Martin, Uncle Carl, and Adam. Flowers! The scene switches to human news. Talking to Bob Bumble. We have a storm in the area. Two individuals at the control with absolutely no flight experience. Just a minute. There's a bee on that plane. I'm quite familiar with Mr. Benson and his no-account comrades. They've done enough damage. But isn't he your only hope? Technically, a bee shouldn't be able to fly at all. Their wings are too small. The radio. Haven't we heard this like a million times? Surface area of the bee's wings, body mass make no sense. Get on, get this on the air. Got it. Stand by. We're going live. Through the radio and TV. The way we work may be a mystery to you. Making honey takes a lot of bees doing a lot of small jobs. But let me tell you about a small job. If you do it well, it makes a big difference. More more than we realize to us, to everyone. That's why I want to get bees back together, working together. That's the bee way. We're not made of jello. We get we back we get behind a fellow, black and yellow. Hello. The scene switches to Barry to the scene switches and Barry is teaching Vanessa how to fly. Left, right, down, hover. Hover? Forget hover. This isn't so hard. Pretending to honk the horn. Beep, beep, beep. A lightning bolt hits the plane and autopilot turns off. Barry, what happened? Wait, oh, it just switched to some random website. Sorry, my apologies. Wait, I think we were on autopilot the whole time. That might have been helping me. And now we're not. So it turns out I cannot fly a plane. The plane plummets, but we see Luduva and the pollen jocks, along with multiple other bees, flying towards the plane. All of you, let's get behind this fellow. Move it. Move out. Move it out. Move out. The scene switches back to Vanessa and Barry in the plane. Our only chance is if I do what I do. You copy me with the wings of our plane. Barry sticks out his arms like an airplane and flies in the front of Vanessa's face. You don't have to yell. I'm not yelling. We're in a lot of trouble. It's very hard to concentrate with that panicky tone in your voice. It's not a tone. I'm panicking. I can't do this. Barry slaps Vanessa. Vanessa, pull yourself together. You have to snap out of it. Slaps Barry. You snap out of it. Slaps Vanessa. You snap out of it. You snap out of it. You snap out of it. We see that all the pollen jocks are flying under the plane. You snap out of it. 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 Hold it. Why, come on, it's my turn. How is the plane flying? The plane is now safely flying. I don't know. Barry's antenna rings like a phone. Barry picks up. Hello. Through phone. Benson, got any flowers for a happy occasion in there? All the pollen jocks are carrying the plane. The pollen jocks, they do get behind a fellow. Black and yellow. Hello. All right. Let's drop this tin can in the blacktop. Where? I can't see anything. Can you? No, nothing. It's all cloudy. Come on. You gotta think bee, Barry. Thinking bee, thinking bee. On the runway, there are millions of bees laying on their backs. Thinking bee, thinking bee, thinking bee. Wait a minute. I think I'm feeling something. What? I don't know. It's a, I don't know. It's strong, pulling me like a 27 million year old instinct. Bring the nose down. Thinking bee, thinking bee, thinking bee. Control tower operator. What in the world is on the tarmac? Get some lights on that. It is revealed that the bees are organized into a giant pulsating flower formation. Thinking bee, thinking bee, thinking bee. Vanessa, aim for the flower. Okay. Out the engines. We're going in on bee power. Ready, boys? Affirmative. Good, good. Easy now. That's it. Land on the flower. Ready? Full reverse. Spin it around. Plane's nose is pointed at a flower painted on a nearby plane. Not that flower. The other one. What flower? The plane is now pointed at a fat guy in a flowered shirt. He freaks out and tries to take a picture of the plane. I'm aiming at the flower. That's the fat guy in a flowered shirt. I mean the giant pulsating flower made out of billions of bees. Billions, I meant to say. The plane hovers over the bee flower. Pull forward, nose down, tail up, rotate it around. This is insane, Barry. This is the only way I know how to fly. The only way I know how to fly. Am I a cuckoo cachoo? Or is this plane like an insect, flying like an insect in a pattern? The plane is unrealistically hovering and spinning over the bee flower. Get your nose down there. Don't be afraid. Smell it. Full reverse. Just drop being a part of it. Be a part of it. Aim for the center. Now drop. Drop it in. Drop it in. Woman, come on already. The bees The bees are the bees scattered and the plane lands safely. Barry, we did it! You taught me how to fly. Yes. Vanessa is about to give a high five to Barry. No high five. This might be the last page. Oh no, there's another page. Right. Barry, it worked. You see the giant flower? What giant flower? Where? Of course I saw the flower. That was genius. Thank you. But we're not done yet. Listen, everyone. This runway is covered with the last pollen from the last flowers available anywhere on Earth. That means that this is our last chance. We're the only ones who make honey, pollinate flowers, and dress like this. If we're going to survive as a species, this is our moment. What do you say? Are we going to be bees or just Museum of Natural History keychains? We're bees. Bees who like keychains. Keychain. Then follow me, except keychain. Hold on, Barry. Here, you've earned this. Yeah, I'm a pollen jock, and this is a perfect fit. All I gotta do are the sleeves. Pollen jock throws Barry a nectar collecting gun. Barry catches it. Oh yeah, that's our Barry. Here comes the sun starts playing. Barry and the pollen jocks get pollen from the flowers on the plane. Flash forward in time, and the pollen jocks are flying over New York City. Barry pollinates the flowers in Vanessa's shop and then heads to Central Park. Mom, the bees are back! Adam putting on his crowman hat. If anyone needs to make a call, now's the time. I got a feeling we'll be working late tonight. The bee factories are back and running. Meanwhile, at Vanessa's shop, to customer. Here's your change. Have a great afternoon. Can I help? Who's next? Who would who would like some honey with that? It is bee approved. Don't forget these. There's another room in the shop where Barry does legal work for other animals. Currently he's talking to with a cow. Milk, cream, cheese. It's all me. I don't get a nickel. Sometimes I just feel like a piece of meat. This is the last page. I had no idea. Barry, I'm sorry. You got a moment? Would you excuse me? My mosquito associate will help. Sorry I'm late. It's Moose Blood. He's a lawyer too? Ma'am, I was already a blood-sucking parasite, and all I needed was a briefcase. Have you have a great afternoon, Barry. I got this huge tulip order, and I can't get them anywhere. No problem, Vanny. Just leave it to me. You're a lifesaver, Barry. Can I help? Who's next? All right, scramble jocks. It's time to fly. Thank you, Barry. Ken walks on the sidewalk, sees the bee-approved honey in Vanessa's shop. That bee is living my life. Let it go, Kenny. When will this nightmare end? Let it go. Beautiful day to fly. Sure is. Between you and me, I was dying to get out of that office. Barry recreates the scene near the beginning of the movie where he flies through the kite box and the movie fades to black and the end credits begin. Here comes the sun starts playing. Thinking B plays over the credits. After the credits, no scene can be seen, but the characters can be heard talking over the credits. You have got to you have got to start thinking B, my friend. Thinking B, me. Thinking B ends as Barry interrupts. Talking over singer. Hold it. Let's just stop for a second. Hold it. I'm sorry, everyone. Can we just stop here? Oh, Barry. I'm not making a major life decision during a production number. All right then. Take 10, everyone. Wrap it up, guys. I had virtually no rehearsal for that. I read the whole B movie script. Let's go! Okay, bye, guys.